let's go ahead and go to the audio here. Let's just refresh this pitch. I'll pitch to it. Let's go to this audio. Darrin noticed that this guy in this video that I'm about to pitch to may have been another guy in another video, but first, after Antifa goes crazy at this protest, I find them afterwards, I try to have a conversation with them, and a guy licks my phone. I'm holding it like this, and he literally licks it. Watch this. So now that you guys aren't making a bunch of noise, maybe we can have a conversation. So what brought you guys out here? Do you guys really think Trump is a fascist? Do you think the cops are fascist? I mean, you guys are political activists and you can't even answer a single question? Yeah, that's really convincing. Did you just lick my camera? So he gets my face. Dude just licked my camera. What? Dude, seriously, do you realize how deranged you are? Like, you belong in a mental institution. I feel bad for you. And then laughs about it and leans back and laughs about it.
You think that's funny?
Okay, Darrin,
you guys think your behavior
he thought, because I've seen this guy at protests here in Austin before. And Darrin, you thought you recognized this individual from a video that Alex Jones was in.
It was a year ago when Alex went to Lucy's Fried Chicken. Remember that encounter he had with the crazy leftist out there? And this guy looked really familiar. Either it's the same guy or the deep state is cloning commies.
You're a bunch of wimps. You're a bunch of cowards, and you're idiots. You think getting in my face makes me feel bad? These people are all sick of your shit. They're Americans. They're not traitors and scum like you. Probably haven't worked a day in your life. You see that, you big fat, stupid slob? You think your ridicule matters with me? You're a follower, you're not a leader. Quit doing your glaring, boy. You ain't tough.
Look at this dude.
Oh, that's the same guy for sure. That's the exact same guy for sure.
Or the commies, you know, Antifa might be mutating into the same fat, bloated, greasy, smelly commie that they're all starting to look alike.
No, you nailed this one. That is definitely the same guy. It's just in the video that you showed, it looked like he showered within the last week. In this video, he hasn't touched a bar of soap in months.
But he has the same laugh, too. His head goes back when he laughs.
No, it's definitely him.
Same deranged leftist.
It's definitely him, and I've seen him at other events, too. But let me ask you this, though, because you put together all these video compilations. When you see these video compilations, a lot of them come from Darrin McBreen around here. I mean, tell the audience about how hard it is to even keep up. I mean, that's one of the biggest frustrations is I'm up here because I almost approach the broadcast not only as a play-by-play for everyday life in America, you know, politically, culturally speaking, but like it's like an episode of a show. Like if you haven't watched all the previous shows, you're missing out on so much context. I mean, you have put together how many compilations of this? How hard is it to even keep up? Like you have to update your file with these leftists and the violence and the disturbed behavior every day.
Well, there's no shortage of video footage, that's for sure. And you know, we make fun of Antifa, and we always, you know, they're as dumb as a box of rocks, but they are dangerous. They are dangerous, and they're becoming increasingly more dangerous. Just look, just in the past couple of weeks, we have reporter Andy No was attacked by Antifa. I mean, they threw rocks at his head. They sent him to a hospital with a brain hemorrhage. The same day in Portland, 2 other guys were hit in the head by Antifa with crowbars. And then over the weekend, we have this crazy Antifa guy who showed up with a rifle and firebombed the ICE detention center. And his manifesto, by the way, and police shot him and killed him, thankfully, before he did too much damage. But in his manifesto, it said the reason for the terrorist attack at the ICE detention center was because of American concentration camps at these detention facilities. I wonder on earth who gave him that idea.
Well, and it's the same thing with these Antifa people that come out here crying, oh, we're beating up Nazis, we're beating up racists. You know, Ilhan Omar, shut down ICE, AOC, it's a concentration camp. So they're instigating violence. And you notice how that barely even made mainstream news. I didn't see a lick of that firebombing on any mainstream news this weekend.
No, well, if anything, CNN celebrated it. This guy is now a martyr.
No, actually, CNN did endorse the guy.
It says it right in the name, Antifa, anti-fascism, which is what they were there fighting. Listen, there's, you know, no organization is perfect. There was some violence. No one condones the violence, but there were different reasons for Antifa and for these neo-Nazis to be there. One, racist, fascists. The other group fighting racist fascists. There's a distinction there.
I love that these are.
I know. I like that.
Can I put that time on? I want to ask. You want to ask? Wow. And this is a.
I usually have a couple of those on me just in case.
Just in case.
I use it for whatever I need to use it for.
Point taken.
That guy works for CNN, and he's holding a knife and brass knuckles and saying, oh, I love this. They're literally promoting violence.
Here's another thing that's scary is I've noticed, and maybe I'll do a report on this later as well, and this scares me for you. It scares me for Millie Weaver, Caitlin Bennett. But the same guy that was shot and killed, that firebombed this ICE detention center, he is seen at many ICE Antifa rallies. He's always in the background flipping the bird, but he surrounds conservative reporters. There's a video of Andy Ngo where and this guy's right behind Andy Ngo. So it just shows you that Antifa is not only are they showing up to so-called protest what they are calling Nazis and all that, but they're getting way more aggressive, and now they're getting deadly.
And I just wonder what the threshold is going to be, either for police or the president or just average citizens, patriots on the street, any kind of law enforcement. I wonder what that threshold is going to be when it's time to start fighting back. But I'll say this, Darrin McBreen may agree. I was telling him this earlier. I'm patient around these Antifa people. I don't get physically violent. But let me tell you something. When I saw them raise the Mexican flag over that facility in Colorado, now I'm throwing. You don't do that in front of me, I'd be throwing.